Then the Lord said to Joshua, "Today I have rolled away from you the disgrace of Egypt." So the place was called Gilgal, as it is today. The Israelites camped in Gilgal. They celebrated Passover on the evening of the 14th day of the month on the plains of Jericho. On the very next day after Passover, they ate food produced in the land, unleavened bread and roasted grain. The manna stopped on that next day, when they ate food produced in the land. There was no longer any manna for the Israelites. So that year they ate the crops of the land of Canaan.
The Lesson of Wilderness. During one of the most memorable nights of my life, I awoke after 3 hours of sleep and rode a camel up Mount Sinai under the Big Dipper and an eyelash of a moon. The last part of the trip was on hands and knees, scrambling over rocks and boulders. I found a cleft in a cliff facing east and huddled there out of the wind and waited. Soon, a tiny pinpoint of red light appeared on the horizon, and before long, the entire wilderness before me was flooded with sunlight. A perfect moment for a profound insight into the meaning of life. But what came to me was, I would have complained too. The book of Exodus is filled with the murmurings and grumblings of the early Israelites, who wandered this wilderness for 40 years. That wilderness time for our ancestors in the faith became a time of great blessing, for there they learned to trust God for all their needs on a daily basis. Justice prevailed as every family got exactly what was needed, and no one went without. In the wilderness, everyone experienced God's sustenance, and everybody had a place at the table of plenty. Guided by God and led by Joshua, the Israelites crossed the Jordan River into the Promised Land, where the manna ceased on the day they ate the produce of the land. Joshua 5 and 12. This land, flowing with milk and honey, held new challenges. Would the lesson of the wilderness hold? Would justice prevail in this new land dripping with abundance? God of justice, help us to cling to the lesson of the wilderness. Embolden us to work for a world in which we all share in your abundance. Amen.